All right, what is up? We are live after an eventful, I guess would be the best way to put this Darlington race. Uh, so let's just get into it. Denny Hamlin wins in the Sport Clips Haircuts Toyota. It was not without controversy. We'll get that in a minute. William Byron, who dominated the vast majority of this race, ends up in second place here. Christopher Bell in third, Tyler Reddick fourth, Ryan Blaney fifth, Chris Buescher in the sixth place position for the RFK Ford gang, Ross Chastain in seventh, Chase Elliott in eighth, Ty Gibbs in ninth, and Kyle Busch with a nice top 10 there. Austin Cindric 11th, Zane Smith 12th, Joey Logano 13th, Todd Gilliland 14th, and Daniel Suarez with a nice 15th there. So two Trackhouse cars in the top 15 there. Ryan Blaney looked like he had this thing in hand. And this is really the only storyline we need to talk about, right? Pretty much a cut and dry race before and after that. The last cycle of pit stops got William Byron behind. It didn't look like he was going to be able to catch up. Ryan Blaney made pretty quick work of Tyler Reddick, who had the race lead, but then a caution comes out, and that caution is going to be the pole question, of course. The final caution, whose fault was it? Was it Reddick's fault? Was it Larson's fault? Was it Bubba's fault? Or was it a racing deal? Tyler Reddick got into the wall. Kyle Larson, depending on your point of view, either checked up or didn't check up. And when he either checked up or didn't check up, the 23 of Bubba Wallace ran into the back of him. Now, normally, this would just kind of be written off as a racing incident. However, his teammate, Tyler Reddick, was the man in second place at the time. So a lot of people have gone down the tinfoil hat conspiracy theory road of Bubba Wallace did it on purpose. I love a good conspiracy theory myself, but and the poll question is up. Go ahead and vote on the poll question, but I'm going to go ahead and give my opinion on it. I think Reddick checked up. Obviously, he checked up because he hit the wall. I think Kyle Larson probably saw that, and he might have burped the throttle or whatever. I don't know how much he checked up. I don't know what information was relayed to the 23. But to me, at the end of the day, I think it was a racing incident because if Bubba Wallace wanted to manipulate this race, he would have manipulated it earlier and not let the other cars get around him to chase down his teammate in the 45. So I don't think it's really anything, but certainly if you want to make that argument that it was race manipulation or Bubba did it on purpose, whatever you want to say, there's the poll question. Get your vote in. But I just think it's a racing deal at the end of the day. But a good conspiracy theory is always a good conspiracy theory. Let's go to the bottom of the field and see who had a bad day. JJ Yaley finishes in last place. He's your winner on Earth 2 in the Wawa Chevrolet with that throwback to $1 million bill there from 1985. Kyle Larson with a throwback to Terry Labonte. He started the day off poorly on lap 5, wrecking by himself. And then brings out the other big caution that everybody wanted to talk about. Another caution in this race was Josh Berry just above him, who completely destroyed that beautiful number 21 for the Wood brothers. Alex Bowman here in 35th. Something happened in the pits or something like that. I forgot exactly what happened to Alex Bowman. He touched the wall and broke a toe link, if I remember correctly, but off the top of my head, I can't remember. I think he broke a toe link or something like that, though. But he had a good run going before that. And then everybody else here at the bottom, they just didn't have anything for the most part going on much all day today either. But those were definitely the main ones. Only 4 lead changes in this race. William Byron led from lap 1 to lap 243. Then Hamlin took over from 244 to 247. Reddick from 248 to 289. Then Ryan Blaney from 290 to 291. And then Hamlin again from 292 to 297. Let's take a look at the points and see how it stacks up after that. William Byron remains your points leader at 315 overall points, minus 49. Behind him is now James Dennis Allen Hamlin with his 2-race win streak. Christopher Bell, and he's now in sole possession of 10th, I think, on the all-time list. Let me take a look here real quick. 11th. He is now in sole possession of 11th on the all-time list at 56. 1 win above Rusty Wallace, 4 wins behind, tying Kevin Harvick at 60. So that is that. But let's jump back to the points here. Third place man is going to be C. Bell. He is minus 52 to William Byron. Minus 59 is going to be Chase Elliott. Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson dropping to 6th here after that basically last place finish. Ryan Blaney 7th. Bubba Wallace 8th. Joey Logano 9th. Alex Bowman 10th. Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Ryan Preece, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Busch, and AJ Allmendinger round out your top 16. If the playoffs started today, those would be your drivers in there. Outside looking in is going to be Michael McDowell, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., John Hunter Nemechek, and Josh Berry in 20th. Josh Berry not outside looking in because he's got the race win, but you get what I'm saying. So he would bump out. AJ Allmendinger would be bumped out because of the Josh Berry win. So there you go. That is your points, and that is pretty much the recap of the race because it was kind of cut and dry. Other than that, so I'm going to jump into the comment section and see what you guys want to talk about. Escobar saying, I'll be the one to say it. Bubble spun Larson out on purpose, so give Tyler another shot at that win. That is certainly a perspective that a lot of people have. I don't know. Maybe they'll leak some SMT data. We got the SMT data now, so we can see what happened if Larson checked up, if Bubba hit the brakes and tried to check up. We'll have all that information if NASCAR chooses to release it, which they may or may not, just depending on the outrage on social media and stuff like that. Camaro 50 saying, I mentioned it to my wife as soon as it happened. Announcers claimed Larson checked up, which is BS, says Escobar. So Escobar doesn't think that Larson checked up. He's going to need to see some SMT data to prove that. Hamlin thanked Larson for the win, says Napa Racing fan. Typical Denny. He loves playing the villain. For sure. So he played that up for sure. I'm not sure if he knows exactly what was going on with the conspiracy theory talk when he made those comments, but we will see. I'm sure NASCAR won't call race manipulation, says Escobar. What's up in between the lanes? Josh Berry could run the Jim Clark throwback at the Brickyard 400. The booth said. So yeah, we're gonna see the 21 green again at the Brickyard, according to what they said on the telecast. Last I saw, Reddick was leading. Says in between the lanes. So there you go. It does bring up another point. Do we need overtimes? Ryan Blaney's got to be punching the air right now. Like if you're Ryan Blaney. Does it even matter whose fault it was at Bristol next week? Do you just go out there and wreck all three of them and be like, you guys stole a win from me? That's another perspective you could throw out there for sure. Blaney has had the fastest long run car 3 or 4 times this year already and can't seal the deal. Mostly bad luck, says Napa Racing fan. I would agree with that. He sets his car up for long runs, and then if you get a green-white checkered, that is not play into his strong suit in some of these particular occasions. Blaney had an incredible charge to the lead, and that even at the end, even though he was on fresher tires, he caught up to Reddick so fast that last run. It was incredible. It was fun to watch. No doubt about it. A race that Denny wins is a waste of my time watching, says Diane. So Diane, not a fan of the winner. So Grand Theft Larson or Grand Theft Hamlin, depending on how you look at it, or Grand Theft Bubba, whatever you want to call it. But no matter which way you slice it, Denny Hamlin definitely stole him a win there. No doubt about it. Ending another another possible Killer B win as well. Green white checkers suck. I hate them, says Robert Key. So Robert Key's on board, like he wants it to end at the scheduled distance. I am team scheduled distance myself, so I wish I could do 2 poll questions at a time, but they only let me do one. Speaking of throwback weekend, can we throw back to when NASCAR didn't have overtime? Hey, too many winners change as a result, says Cody Ledger. So there you go. A lot of people feeling the scheduled distance today, and I think a lot of that has to do with the winner as well. So, but I've always been team scheduled distance, so I am being consistent on that. Denny will be the second JGR driver to win 3 races in a row, just 9 races into the season at Bristol next week, says Napa Race fans. So Napa calling his shot right now, saying that James Dennis Allen Hamlin is also going to find a way to win Bristol. James Dennis Allen Hamlin ties Kyle Rowdy Busch with 56 wins at Joe Gibbs Racing. So there you go. In the modern era, he does have 56 wins, which does time with Kyle Busch as far as modern era wins and Joe Gibbs Racing wins. I switched Bell with Busch around stage 2. Says in between the lanes, not a bad swap there. Not a bad swap at all. I forgot to put Chase Elliott in place of Briscoe. I think I was trying to switch him out for Briscoe, but I forgot to lock it in. Blaney has had bad luck, says Benny B. I agree. Check Discord. The data shows Larson braked in front of Bubba, says Quattro. So there you go. SMT data is out, and it does show that Larson checked up. So there you go. No need to speculate any further. We've got the SMT data. He did check up. I don't think anything was on purpose, says Perry Earl. So there you go. We now have the data to prove it, at least on the Discord, which I trust Quattro. He's not gonna shoot me no bull. So there we go. Larson did check up. So like I was thinking, it was a racing incident. So Reddick's fault, Larson's fault, Bubba's fault. or just a racing deal? And with that new information, feel free to vote on that as well. I don't think anything was on purpose, says Perry Earl. That's the camp that I land in. It just looked like he checked up and that Bubba didn't get that information because he was behind him at the time, and his I don't know. I guess his spotter didn't get there as quick. Not putting it on the spotter, just like I said, a racing deal in my opinion. But not everybody saw it that way for sure. Another week of Ross being an unproblematic king, says Quattro. Indeed, no. At least in the Cup Series, no back chat for Ross Chastain. Alex Ovechkin is NHL's all-time leading scorer after today. So there you go. Ovechkin is the man in the NHL all-time as far as goals go. I had Briscoe in my lineup. Says in between the lanes. Briscoe, yeah, I wish I'd swapped him out as well for sure. Quattro. Re-upping 13 months strong. Hard to believe it's been over a year, my friend, but good to have you on board. Good dude for sure. Hamlin and Reddick need to be suspended for stacking this race. It all started in the pits with Reddick blocking for Hamlin by pulling out in front of the 12 and going super slow on pit road. That's BS, says Jimmy Dix. So there you go. Jimmy Dix thinks that they've been trying to have some gamesmanship the whole game. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. I used to really like Hamlin, but the attitude and mouth has changed my mind, says David McSwain. He definitely has a lot to say. I feel like he's playing that role too. Like you see it a lot more in like drag racing and like monster trucks. You sort of play up to a character. Denny Hamlin, I feel like, is kind of playing up to a character, but sometimes it does get old. So we will see. We will see about that. But there's a lot of people that like him doing his podcast, but they don't like how he drives on the racetrack too. So he's got all kinds of different stuff. But yeah, a lot of people have been turned off by some of the things he says, David, for sure. And David is now one of those. Let's see here. Is Commissioner Steve going to do something about Josephus? He again was being overly aggressive today and wrecked again. I don't know if Commissioner Phelps is going to do anything, but I certainly think that another driver at some point might do something. So we'll see. I'm also going to the Nashville race. I'm so hyped for both the race I've been to, will have been in Tennessee. Both races that I've been to will have been in Tennessee, says Quattro. So there you go. Nashville should be a pretty fun time, pretty fun city. So I think you're going to have a good time. Aaron Flynn with the super chat, man. I appreciate you. That is super nice of you, my friend. With the OP, hippopotamus, rockets, robot arm emoji. I like that one. That is super cool and much appreciated. Thank you very much. So what is legal about blocking for the other team? That's what's considered illegal after Martinsville. Now bust these cheating bums, take the win away, and give it to the next in line. So there you go. NASCAR is into making calls like that now. I don't know if they are or not, but they said they're not into balls and strikes or whatever. They hope they don't have to start policing stuff like that. So I don't see anything coming down the pipeline for that personally. What's the next race I'm going to hit? Says Quattro. I'm going to go to Talladega. So I will be in Talladega after. Let's see. You got Bristol. Then there's like what the off week, and then I won't be going to Rockingham because Talladega. I'm diverting those funds to Talladega. So Talladega going to be the next race. I know Rockingham was on the schedule, but things popped up. So Dega going to be the next race for me. And I've never been there, so I don't know where I'm sitting. I can't give you any information other than I will be there and hopefully have some Wi-Fi to get you guys out some content. Regarding Hostvar, you think the owner would say something to him? Says Shy. Yeah, we'll find out. He giveth and he taketh away. He drives really well some races, and then some races he's just doing too much. And he's a young kid, man. You're gonna get that with a young kid. So if you're a Hocevar fan, you're just gonna have to weather that storm. If you're a Hocevar hater, you're just gonna have to weather that storm. That's all I can tell you about him. And he's just out there trying to win, but sometimes his competitiveness gets the best of him. And the helmet gets too tight and he does some crazy stuff in the race car. But I'd rather have somebody being over aggressive than somebody who's not being aggressive enough. Did NASCAR wait too long to throw the yellow for the Keselowski spinning out thing? Yes, Napa, 100% they did that. And Richard Petty even called him out. If you heard Richard Petty's commentary when that happened, he said any other time that would have been a caution. So Richard Petty, shout out to him, getting the jab in there, doing excellent play-by-play analysis with his hat off. So you know how hot it was in Talladega if the king had the crown off. In Between the Lanes, BDE will play Talladega by Eric Church when he goes to Talladega for sure. Looking forward to Talladega, no doubt about it. And that's a great song. I wish there were more NASCAR, at least city themed songs for sure. That one's basically just a NASCAR song. All right. Looks like that's the last question there. Final results of the poll question: just a racing deal, 39%. And that is how I saw it as well. So, yeah, that's that. It was a close poll, though. What were the other percentages here? 33% Bubba's fault, 22% Larson's fault, 6% Reddick's fault. So there you go. I would just tell you, Hocevar, you got to finish the race. Tone it back. Yeah, you can't win the race on the first lap, but you can lose it. That type of deal. I agree with that. We love commentators that don't hold water for the sport all the time. 100%, man. It was such a refreshing thing to hear somebody basically say what the entire audience was thinking. Yeah, any other time that would have been a caution, but for whatever reason, NASCAR decided, hey, we're not going to throw a caution this time. It is what it is. Yeah. So, all right. That's it for this one. I'll check you guys tomorrow when the video comes out. Until then, have a good rest of your Sunday and good Monday. Stay safe. Peace.